Ladies, let me tell you something. You ever looked at your man and thought, he ain't saying much, but I know he wants something? That's because he does, but he ain't gonna say it. Why? Because of pride, because of fear, and sometimes because y'all can be scary. Now, I ain't here to spill no X-rated tea, but let's be real. Behind every silent man is a list of things he wishes he could ask for in the bedroom. But he's scared you'll look at him like he done lost his mind. So let me help both sides today, because the bedroom ain't just a place to sleep, it's a place to connect. You ever walk past your man and he gives you that look? You know the one, eyebrows raised, maybe a little smirk like he's trying to hint at something without actually saying it. That's him trying to tell you in the only way he knows how, baby, I need you to want me right now. See, here's what y'all got to understand about men. We're simple, but we're not stupid. We don't always come out and say what we want because somewhere deep down we're worried you might not receive it right. We're thinking, if I ask for this, is she going to think I'm nasty? Is she going to laugh at me? Is she going to shut me down? So instead of putting ourselves out there, we sit back, stay quiet, and hope you just read the room. Now let's break this down. Every man wants to feel wanted. I'm not talking about needed. We know you need us to fix the sink or take out the trash. That's duty. I'm talking about desire. We want to know that you look at us and still see that man that makes your heart race. We want to know that after all these years, after the bills, the babies, the arguments, and the stress, you still get excited when you look at us. But a lot of brothers out here feel like they've turned into background noise in their own relationships. They feel like the sex is scheduled, like intimacy is a chore. It becomes mechanical, routine, predictable, and they don't say nothing because they don't want to start an argument. But inside they're starving, not just for sex, but for the feeling of being pursued. Let me let you in on a little secret. Men want to feel sexy too. Now, I know that sounds crazy coming out of my mouth, but it's true. We ain't going to say it, but we feel some type of way when we're always the ones initiating. We always got to light the fire. We always got to make the first move. And after a while, it starts to feel like we're begging. And the man don't want to beg, not in the bedroom, not in life. That's pride. You don't know what it does to a man's spirit when his woman grabs him, pulls him close, looks him in the eyes and says, "You're mine tonight." Oh, Lord, he ain't even going to know what to do with himself. You just gave him a whole new energy. You done spoke to that little boy inside of him who still wants to feel like a king. See, men walk through the world every day wearing this armor. We got to be tough at work, tough in the streets, tough when life hits us. But when we come home, we want to take that armor off. We want our woman to be the one place where we don't have to perform, don't have to fight, don't have to prove. We just want to be wanted, held, desired, and yes, sometimes taken. You ever wonder why it's quiet after you say no? It's not just disappointment, it's confusion. Because in his mind, he's thinking, when did I stop being attractive to her? When did she stop seeing me the way she used to? Now, he don't bring it up because he don't want to hear, "I'm tired," or "not tonight," or "you always want something." And look, I get it, life is exhausting. But if you let that energy creep into the bedroom too often, that connection starts to fade. Sometimes all it takes is a little spark, a whisper in his ear, a kiss on the neck when he ain't expecting it, an outfit he's only seeing once, or maybe just a look. That look that says, "I see you, I still want you, you still drive me crazy." You do that and I promise, he'll go to war for you the next day. He'll walk around with a little extra swagger. He'll take the trash out without you asking. Because now he ain't just your man, he's your man. That's why I'm telling you, Affirmation through intimacy is powerful. It ain't about the act, it's about the message. It tells them you still matter, you still got it, you still make me feel things. You don't even have to say a word. Your actions in the bedroom speak louder than any love letter. And I know it's easy to forget this stuff when life gets hectic. The kids are crying, work is stressful, the bills are due. But don't let that stop you from making space for connection. Because at the end of the day, we all want the same thing: to feel loved, to feel needed, but most of all, to feel wanted. So the next time your man gives you that look, don't brush it off. See it for what it is: a quiet cry for closeness. He may not say it, but he's thinking, please, make me feel like I still matter. And if you can do that, if you can show him that kind of love, you'll just make his night. You make his world. Now this one right here might make you shift in your seat a little, but we got to talk about it. We grown, right? Let me tell you something a lot of men will never say out loud, but they think about it all the time. When it comes to the bedroom, a lot of us got things we want. Not wild, freaky, off-the-wall stuff all the time, but personal things, fantasies, little switches, maybe something we've seen or heard about that made us curious. But most men will never bring it up. You know why? Because we're scared of how you gonna react. Look, I'm gonna break it down simple. A man will talk all day about football, money, cars, whatever, but when it comes to his personal desires, that's sacred territory. It's sensitive, not because he's ashamed, but because the wrong reaction can crush him. It ain't just about the act, it's about trust. If a man opens up and you laugh, joke, criticize, or look at him sideways, that moment right there shuts a door in his soul. Now, I ain't saying you got to say yes to every little thing he throws out. No one's trying to turn the bedroom into a circus. But a man needs to know he can talk to you, his woman, without feeling judged, without feeling like less of a man. And ladies, y'all are powerful. The look you give us, the tone in your voice, that when we try to ease something in the conversation, that's all it takes to make us retreat back into that shell. And let me tell you, once a man stops talking, it's hard to get him to open up again. Because in his mind, he's thinking, dang, I trusted her with that part of me. Let's be real. Some men grew up in homes where sex was never talked about. No education, no conversation, just don't get nobody pregnant. Then we get into relationships and we're supposed to suddenly become these emotionally vulnerable, sexually expressive, smooth-talking Romeos. Nah, we're learning as we go, and sometimes we need help expressing what we want. Some brothers are so scared to say what they like that they'll just keep doing the same old routine. Never fully satisfied, never completely fulfilled, just to keep the peace. That's not love, that's silent suffering. And that ain't healthy for nobody. So let's flip this around. Imagine if you wanted to try something bold, new, exciting, and your man looked at you and said, "Oh, girl, what?" You feel embarrassed, shut down, maybe even insecure. Same rules apply. Men may act tough, but when it comes to intimacy, we're more fragile than you think. And I don't mean weak, I mean sensitive. That's a good thing. That means we care. That means it matters to us. The best relationships, they got communication without judgment. That's what separates love from just sex. That's what builds intimacy. When both people can bring their full selves to the table, no fear, no shame. Let me give you a little scenario. Brother been watching a little something online. Nothing wild, just something new. He wonders if his lady would be open to trying it. But he ain't sure how to bring it up, so he drops a little hint. Not even a full sentence, just a, "Hey baby, you ever thought about?" And right there, you make a face, wave him off, say, "Boy, you crazy," and go back to scrolling your phone. Now he got two choices. He can either laugh it off and bury that thought forever, or he can try again in a few months. And if he gets shut down again, that thought ain't coming back up. And that desire, that part of him, that connection you could have had, it disappears. Not because it stopped mattering, but because the fear of rejection became stronger than the need to connect. Now, some of y'all might be thinking, well, if I don't like it, I shouldn't have to do it. And you're right, but communication don't mean compliance. It means conversation. A man doesn't want everything he says to become a yes. He just wants to feel like he can say it in the first place. That's it. And if you say, baby, I hear you, but that's not really my thing, that's cool. But if you say, you nasty, where you learn, now we're entering judgment territory. A man wants to feel like he can be honest without being embarrassed. He wants to feel like the bedroom is a place where he's safe, not just physically, but emotionally too. And if he opens up and you meet him with understanding, even if you're not into it, you just create a space for him to be real. And that right there is intimacy on another level. Ladies, if you ever wondered why some men go silent in their relationships, it's not always about cheating or drifting away. Sometimes it's just because the one place he thought he could be himself ended up being another place he had to pretend. And nobody wants to keep pretending forever. So here's the takeaway. When your man opens his mouth to share something, especially something personal, vulnerable, or maybe even a little uncomfortable, listen. You don't got to agree. You ain't got to jump in head first. Just give him space to say it without fear. That right there, that's how you keep a man coming home. That's how you build trust. That's how you keep that connection growing deeper every single day. Because when a man feels safe talking to his woman about what's on his mind and in his heart, that's when the real magic happens. Now let me go ahead and tell the truth on this one, because I know some people don't want to hear it. But listen, routine will kill romance faster than infidelity. I said what I said. See, people think affairs ruin relationships, and they do. But you know what starts that downhill slide more often than not? Boredom. Yep. Boredom in the bedroom is the silent killer. It creeps in like a thief in the night. One day, y'all are spontaneous, fun, adventurous. Next thing you know, you're doing the same thing every Tuesday at 9:03 p.m., lights off, socks on, and no eye contact. You can set your watch to it. It's like a bedtime meeting with no passion, no excitement, just logistics. And let me tell you something, men feel that. And they don't always say it, but it chips away at their spirit. Now, I ain't saying you got to pull out ropes and swings and turn your bedroom into a Cirque du Soleil tent, but a little variety goes a long way, because what a man really wants isn't just physical satisfaction. He wants energy. He wants enthusiasm. He wants to feel like you still want it like you used to. Let's be real, men love sex, yeah, but what we really love is feeling like you're into it. Like you're excited. When you switch it up, try something different, wear something he ain't seen since 2014, he gonna feel that. It don't even gotta be a whole production. You can change one thing, just one. And that man gonna act like he just hit the lottery. Let me break it down like this. Imagine going to your favorite restaurant. Now the food is good, been good for years, but they only got one item on the menu, and they serve it the same way every time. You still like it, but you start wondering what else is out there. Not because you're ungrateful, but because your taste buds need to be surprised sometimes. Same thing in the bedroom. A little flavor goes a long way. And don't act like you ain't got that side to you. Come on now. You was that woman once. Remember when y'all first started dating, you was creative, you had energy, you had a playlist, you had candles and maybe a little lip gloss that wasn't even for your lips. But now, you in that same old nightgown he's seen so many times that got its own nickname. That ain't right. That ain't fair. Men don't want perfection, they want presence. They want effort. You try something new, even if it don't work perfectly, he's gonna love you for trying. It tells him she still wants to keep this fire going. That right there, that's love in motion. And look, it ain't about always being wild or outrageous. Sometimes it's just switching up the timing. Maybe it's the morning instead of at night. Maybe it's the couch instead of the bed. Maybe it's the parking lot. Okay? I'm playing, unless you're into that. But the point is, routine makes people lazy, and lazy love leads to a lazy life. Men don't expect you to be some kind of vixen every night, but they do want to feel like the spark is still there, like the relationship is still evolving. Because when things stop evolving, they start dying. Now, some of y'all might be thinking, well, he don't try either. Fair enough. This ain't a one-way street. And if your man's in autopilot mode too, you got every right to expect him to wake up. But here's the thing. A lot of men mirror what they're given. If he senses you ain't into it, he's going to stop putting in effort too. And now y'all both just laying there like you waiting for your taxes to file themselves. No emotion, no creativity, just submission and sleep. But if you show a little spark, if you bring back that edge, that playfulness, that flirtation, watch how he changes. Watch how he rises to meet your energy. Sometimes all it takes is one person to shift the whole dynamic. Ladies, men live for excitement. That's why we love sports, action movies, video games. We thrive off the unexpected. So when our love life becomes predictable, that does something to us. We don't always say it, we don't always complain, but we feel it. And what a man feels but doesn't say, that's what drives distance. That's what builds frustration. Now here's the beautiful part. Most men don't even need a lot of variety. We're not that complicated. Just give us something different once in a while. Make us guess, make us chase, make us laugh, make us feel like, whoa, she still got that fire in her. That's what keeps the passion alive. It don't cost money. You ain't got to fly nowhere. Sometimes it's just the way you look at him in the hallway, the way you send that text in the middle of the day, the way you initiate for once and don't wait for him to ask. Those little moments are priceless. And don't underestimate the power of surprise. When a man thinks he's seen it all and you show him otherwise, that's a gift. That's a message. It says, we ain't done. We're just getting started. So don't let routine rob you of your connection. Don't let it steal your spark. You didn't get in this relationship to get comfortable. You got in it to grow, to build, to experience life together. And part of that life is keeping the bedroom alive. Because at the end of the day, a man don't need fireworks every night, but he does need to feel like he ain't watching reruns of the same episode over and over. Keep it fresh, keep it playful, keep it unpredictable. That's how you keep him coming home and staying home. Now listen, I know when people hear what men want in bed, they automatically think about positions, lingerie, candles, all that. And yeah, don't get me wrong, we love that. But I'm about to hit you with some real truth right now. The stuff that a lot of men would never admit, not even to their boys. What men really want, what they crave, is emotional intimacy. Yep, I said it, emotional connection. Now don't go rolling your eyes like, Steve, that ain't sexy. No, baby, that's what makes sex powerful. Because when a man feels safe emotionally, when he feels seen, respected, and reassured, that's when the magic happens behind those closed doors. That's when you get all of him, not just his body, but his heart, his soul, and his vulnerability. See, men walk around wearing this armor every single day. We deal with pressure, responsibility, expectations. We got to be strong, reliable, in control. We're out here trying to protect and provide and stay 10 steps ahead of the chaos. But what people forget is, beneath all that toughness, there's a man who needs reassurance too. Y'all think it's just women who want to hear, you're beautiful, you still got it, I appreciate you. Nah, girl, we want that too. We just don't ask for it. You know why? Because most of us were raised to believe that asking for emotional support makes us look weak, makes us feel soft. And for a man, that's one of the hardest things to push through. But let me tell you something. That bedroom, that's supposed to be our safe zone. That's where we strip it all off, not just clothes, but stress, fear, and ego. That's where a man wants to feel like, I ain't got to perform here. I ain't got to impress nobody. I can just be me. And sometimes, just sometimes, what we want in that moment ain't even about the sex. Sometimes we just want to be held. We want to lay our head in your lap and breathe. We want to be told that we're doing okay, that we're enough, that even when we're tired or frustrated or feel like we're failing, you still see us as your man. That kind of emotional intimacy, That's a deeper kind of satisfaction. You can't fake